So did the government start a global financial crisis in an attempt to destroy crypto? So this coming in from Pirate Wires, we have here a bank run that began with a small California regional bank has now escalated into the worldwide crisis. As a response to the failures of Silvergate, Silicon Valley Bank, and Signature, the Federal Reserve prepared a veritable bazooka of new funding for financial institutions and reversed its plans to contract the money supply. Switzerland is busy negotiating the merger of two of its largest banking institutions, UBS and Credit Suisse. This represents the biggest challenge to the financial stability since the great financial crisis of 2008, and a sea change in the structure of U.S. banking. Attention has rightly been focused on the prospect of further runs and the knock-on effects of Fed policy on banking institutions. But there is an alternative version of events being pieced all together, and far more sinister and convincing. It appears that these banks, especially Signature, were the victims of an opportunistic campaign to decapitate banks serving the crypto industry. Not only was the bank run opportunistically exploited by regulators to shut down Signature, but it may even trace its origin to Choke Point 2.0. Did the Biden administration actually instigate the now global bank run as part of a grievance campaign against the crypto space so they can come in and sweep it up on the low? I don't know, but right here, if so, this represents a colossal scandal and one that the Biden administration must be made to answer for. The preponderance of public evidence suggests that Silvergate and Signature did not commit suicide. They were executed.
We on location. I remember way back. You ain't have no swag. You did a little research. Now you got a moon bag. Now you got a new walk. Now you got new swag. You did a little research. Now you got a moon bag. Well, let me show you what the moon bag's like. You take them gains when it gets that high. I mean, the market may dip for a little bit. That's when I hurry up and buy. Me, I just wanna rub them thighs. I like my oatmeal chunky. Banana nuts all in it. Shit, you're talking about the blockchain monkeys. It's a solo nation.
CMOS has over 92 minerals that the body needs. Okay, now got my immune system in check. But now, when it comes to crypto, we're talking about cold storage. Get your crypto off the exchange and into a cold storage wallet to where only you have access, okay? DCENT wallet link in the description. Now, what is going on, blockchain monkeys? Eagle here, and I want to thank you for coming to my jungle. First of all, I'm no financial advisor whatsoever, nor am I professional in blockchain technology, but there is one thing that I absolutely will do, and that's give you my opinion. So today, we're going to get into this situation here. The fireworks display does not stop, okay? We're gonna get into Brian Armstrong, and also, ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever worried, if your nerves got the best of you, Janet Yellen's gonna come in and help you calm those nerves, okay? But before we can even get started, I'm gonna need you to rub those hands together real vigorously and slide down Twitter. Now, that beautiful article I just showed you was coming in hot from CZ Binance, okay? Hitting you with this heat. Now, it's a wonder, are they all a part of it, or are they actually trying to fight this? We shall see. Okay, coming in hot from Wall Street Silver, with talent like Janet Yellen defending the dominance of the US dollar, the USA has nothing to be concerned about. Coming in hot from breaking market news, you have here US Treasury Secretary Yellen. China and Russia may wish to develop an alternative to the dollar, but this will be extremely difficult to accomplish. Now I'm trying to figure out how this would be difficult to do when they already have the technology in place and already have the say-so to do so. Just wondering. Now coming in hot from Mr. Wells. Now, ladies and gentlemen, get a little closer to your screen so you can see this. SEC is warning all investors that proof of reserves means nothing and is hinting at enforcement action. SEC is hinting at Tether, the crackdown, but doesn't want to say it outright as they know it would cause the entire industry to collapse. Tether will 100% go bust. This coming in from Mr. Well, but I wanted to take particular attention to the fourth square. Take a look at this. Investors who deposit funds or crypto assets with a crypto asset securities entity might cease to have legal ownership of those assets and might not be able to get those assets back when they want to. This is why I express and impress you to get a cold storage wallet. DCENT link in the description. Now this coming in from Meta Lawman. I just read the full statement from Coinbase's top lawyer about the Wells notice from the SEC. The thing that immediately jumps out is this. Coinbase very reasonably asked the SEC staff to tell them which specific tokens the SEC contends are securities. Now, I'm wondering if Brian already knew this, if he's just playing along with the game, or if this is actually what's going on. You know, it's one of these things with this space, okay? The SEC refused to tell him. This, my friends, is absolutely nuts. The entire point of the Wells notice process is to allow the defendant a chance to prepare a written rebuttal to the charges against them and hopefully head off meritless lawsuit. But the SEC has refused to tell Coinbase what tokens they claim are securities. Today, we're disappointed to share that the SEC gave us a Wells notice regarding our unspecified portion of our listed digital assets, our staking service Coinbase Earn, Coinbase Prime, and Coinbase Wallet, after a cursory investigation. A Wells notice is a way that the SEC staff tells a company that they are recommending that the SEC take enforcement action for possible violation of securities laws. This is just ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. And just like Ripple, who have been presenting this information to you over and over again, which tells me something crazy corrupt is happening.
So speaking of responsibility, there are thousands, I think, of coins and tokens listed on Coinbase now.
More like hundreds. Yeah.
Hundreds, okay.
About 250.
I didn't flip through all the pages, but there's a lot. And you guys say that you never actually list securities, but it feels like nowadays there's so much uncertainty over, you could wake up tomorrow and the SEC says this is a security or that's a security. I mean, just a little while ago, for instance, they were, I think there was an enforcement action on Kim Kardashian for unlawfully touting a crypto security. So how can you say with confidence that you don't list any securities when it feels like that's a very fluid thing at the moment?
Yeah. So I think, look, the best thing for us and for the whole industry would be, here's a clear rule book. Everybody has to follow it, and if the rules change, give us a new rule book.
Well, then just, go ahead and relist XRP.
We'll follow that one, right? We've actually been requesting that, and we filed a petition with the SEC on this. People can read it on their website. And we sort of enumerated, look, these are the ways that the current securities laws don't really address some of these underlying questions in crypto. Like if there is no common enterprise or centralized entity behind this thing, who publishes the disclosures, So there's questions like that. Now, what we've done in the absence of that clarity, which again would be the best case scenario.
You got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching a Hollywood script.
Is that we have created our own internal process to review assets. And we developed something, I think it has like 72 points in the legal analysis, and kind of one area it looks at is securities law. It also looks at compliance risk, cybersecurity risk, things like that. And we've evaluated probably roughly 1,000 assets through this process. About 800 of them we have rejected, and for various reasons, whether securities or compliance or cyber. About 200, 250 or something like that we've decided to list. So, I guess the heart of your question is what happens if the SEC comes out and says, okay, so if they come out and they again, we're asking for more clear rules, right?
Right.
So if they come out and say, we think this asset is a security, that's great. Okay, now we have clarity, and assuming it's not, if it meets the legal definition, it's not going too far. We would be happy to sort of update our process and our system based on that new information.
Okay, so coming back to MetaLaw Man, wading through the president's economic report, I stumbled upon a key statement that could prove useful for the Ripple, XRP, Coinbase, and others litigating against the SEC. Regardless of the label used, a crypto asset may be, among other things, a security, a commodity, a derivative, or another type of financial product, depending on the facts and circumstances. Amazing. That is exactly right. And this is the official position of the executive branch of the U.S. government. The statement stands in stark contrast to Gary Gensler's position, which is all crypto assets except Bitcoin are securities. And this fact should be crystal clear to any idiot.
Cause it's the standard in this bitch. XRP. I went to YouTube University, and now they mocking me with no degree. We saying by the swift, keep it walking. Respecting elders in these bushes. Bitcoin is talking.
You don't have to be rich to be taking advantage of this. This was the beginning of the greatest transformation of wealth the world has ever fucking seen since World War II.
Blockchain. Blockchain. We talking about an intellectual choo-choo train. It's DLT up in these streets, man. That's why we rip all on that blockchain.